after turn 3. I think he's a bit too far back at this moment. Can he get below 1 second? His teammate, Max Verstappen, slows down to take the checkered flag and absolutely crush the opposition here at the Red Bull Ring. He wins the Styrian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, for the 3rd time, winning here in the Styrian Hills.
Yes! In the Paddock F1, Greeny and The Cheese. That was David Cross' call on Sky Sports, courtesy of Formula1.com. In the Styrian Hills, the birthplace of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Max and the Red Bull is king at the Red Bull Ring. Running away with the show for the Big W. Greeny, good evening, sir.
Good evening. It's Max by a mile. And we haven't seen a race like this in a while, have we? Where just straight up, Max ran almost a perfect race. No one runs a perfect race, but ran pretty close to a perfect race. Very, very, very beyond impressive. Not a race, not a performance you see every day. Max is coming into his own, coming into his prime, and it's really something to watch. I think it's really something to watch. When we look back on this time and this summer and the last couple races, and we'll see what the rest of the season has in store, this might be the season of coming out of one of the greatest of all time, and that is Max Verstappen in that Red Bull. And the Red Bull had a great performance as well. Down the stretch, obviously Perez was right there. I mean, one more lap on the par 71 today, and he would have passed him. So one more straightaway, one more DRS zone, and I think Perez would have had third, giving you your trifecta. But we'll get to that later on. And Hamilton in second, and Bottas +3 on the day, goes back from 6, makes it up. He had a great weekend. Valtteri Bottas, hypothetically starting on the first row, and won't get into that again. And I think Bottas had a great weekend. Inched out the podium, stole a win from your hands, but pretty straightforward. Our most straightforward race outside of the third, fourth battle we've had in a while.
Oh, man, at the end of that race, I'm not going to lie, I looked like I was at the track. I had the paper out. We had the slap going, trying to get Perez over that line to catch him. I was wanting that trifecta. I wanted back-to-back, baby. I wanted that so bad. I could almost taste it. But didn't get it. Valiant effort, though, by Sergio with the double stop there, trying to run him down. Definitely, Bottas definitely gets a big up this weekend, showing his true form. Really actually bringing it even a little bit better than Lewis. Didn't have the penalty. He could have actually ended up finishing second. Depending, they might have went with the team orders kind of thing, which I kind of despise and hate to see that. But Valtteri had a great weekend. Lewis did what he could do, but this is all about Max. Max was just superb. As you said, almost you could say the perfect race. Just out and above, in front of everybody, just blew everybody away. Just amazing.
Yeah.
The Red Bull looks good, man. 4 on the trot. 4 on the trot right now.
He's 4.
Mercedes, 4 winless races for Mercedes in the hybrid era.
Yeah.
Has not happened before.
Never happened. Never.
So that is, I'm sure them boots are shaking a big time back there in Brantley, because they got some working to do. Because the Red Bull's fast, the Merc ain't there right now.
Yeah, and I mean, at the same time, still don't think this is going to be a rocking chair summer. I really do think that Lewis Hamilton is a very strong second half. Historically, it's very strong in the second half. So we'll see how this winds up. Obviously, we can't prognosticate, and we could see 3 straight races in a row. Like we said, that Max Verstappen would win. I think if we went back, I think we semi-predicted this possibility of happening. But also the possibility that Lewis would come back and win 3 as well. So we'll see what happens next week. We're back in the ring. Looks like Max Verstappen would be probably the early favorite to win the race. And again, any other overall looking things before you hit your winners and losers and all your other rewards of the week, Mr.
Well,
Cheese?
a little bit there with I'm gonna have to say I'm a little pissed at Red Bull right now because they kind of screwed me on the trifecta with that horrid Perez stop there. That first stop, what was that? Almost 5 seconds for Red Bull.
Yeah.
What the dude at the left rear do? Would he fall asleep at the wheel?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Somebody fell asleep.
Come on now. That was my trifecta going up in flames right there. I was pissed. I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now?
And we just
that doesn't happen. I get my trifecta.
We just talked about not losing focus in pit row, but someone lost focus in pit row, and that's what happened.
I mean, for Red Bull to have a 5-second pit stop and then drop, I want to know what the final time was on Max's stop there because that might have been a sub 2 again. It came up as 2 flat. But I bet when the official timing comes, that'll be like a 1.9 something.
Ooh. He says sub 2. We'll see about that. I haven't seen any official times, but if I do, I'll let you know. Sub 2. What's like the fastest all time? Like 1.8, right? Something ridiculous.
Something like that. Yeah, I think it's like 1.8, something like that.
Yeah.
But we're not going to see that very much longer because they got the new rules coming in with the gun things and all this madness to try and slow it down. I think they're saying it's going to slow it down between 2 to 3 tenths or something. But Red Bull made a little error there, cost me some greeny bucks. But overall, Red Bull's where it is right now. They're dominant. Even Perez has definitely got into that seat and got up to speed way quicker than I even thought he would. Thought he would be just getting there, getting to that point when he was starting to be throwing on good finishes.
Yeah, after a tough start.
But after a tough start, he's overcome it massively. And he looks at home now in the Red Bull seat.
Yeah, it sure
Mercedes has a lot to find right now. They need pace. They're losing out against in the corners to the Red Bull. They're losing out in the straights to the Red Bull, where they would always dominate the straights against the Bull and lose a little bit in the corners. But you can make that up. They don't have that room for error right now, and there's work to do for the Mercedes.
Yeah, but again, like I said earlier, Mercedes is historically is a strong second half team. So we'll see what happens as we continue on.
Well, also, so is Red Bull. Red Bull's also good at developing that car throughout the year too, and I'd actually say they might be a little bit better than Mercedes at it because they were always trying to play catch up to Mercedes. Mercedes is the first time Mercedes has had somebody slap in the mouth in like 7 years. Finally they've been bullying everybody, and somebody's finally turned around and punched them in that sensitive area. And you're going to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I guess we will.
You know what I'm talking about in the playground. That bully keeps picking on you. Finally, you turn around and you punch him, in that sensitive area. And guess what? He don't come back around as quick too much anymore. So, Red Bull is, gave Mercedes the punch in the sensitive zone. And we're going to see what's going to happen. Are they going to get up off the mat, or are we going to keep stumbling? I mean, 4 on the trot. It's never happened before.
Talking about
we got another race at the ring next week where, as you just stated a minute there ago, that they would be the favorites. You would definitely have to say that right now. 100% on that. So that could be 5 on the trot.
We'll see about that. Yeah, as you just cut me off 3 times there. But anyway, like I was saying, it was like you got knee in the groin. Is that what you're saying? Mercedes got knee in the groin, and they're gonna have to.
Or knee in the groin, a little punch to the groin.
Knee in the groin. Well, I think we're gonna end knee in the groin right there, and I think we'll be back. We got some winners and losers. We got a little slap myself in the face award. Let's see who gets that one this week. Greeny and The Cheese in the paddock, F1. Back after this. What's up, everyone? Greeny from In the Paddock here. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Please let me explain. It's free. Okay, free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you for free, so it can be heard on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many, many more. You can make money as well. Money with your podcast. No minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. We are back, F1 Lunatics, Greeny and The Cheese in the paddock, F1. We're talking about the Styrian Grand Prix, the home, the birthplace of the Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. Land of plenty. Styrian Grand Prix. Crazy, crazy race, man. I mean, I really do think that seeing, 35 seconds?
Yeah.
35 seconds. You really ran almost a perfect race to get to 35 seconds in Max Verstappen today. But I know you have a lot more to talk about than just Max Verstappen, because you have some winners and you have some losers, and we want to hear them.
Where are we going to start this week? Where do you want to go? Dealer's choice, my friend. Are we going to go winners first? Or are we talking about them losers?
It's like good news, bad news. Let's go with the losers. We went with the winners last week. Let's go with the losers this week. Bring it on.
All right, losers this week. I got two for you. First will be, which I do not like to do, as he is a favorite of the program, but Danny Ricciardo. 13th. It's not good enough. Danny's got a big struggle going on this year. He's got to find something. Thought he found something after last week in France, but he has not. And he's got to get a lot more comfortable in that seat and start finding some pace, because Lando is really showing him up. And this is not the Danny Ricciardo that we know. We got to get the head clear. We got to start putting down some times, because me and Michael are big fans of Danny Ricciardo.
I love Danny.
And it's not fun to bring Danny up in loser section.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear Danny in the loser section, but at the same time, I mean, Lando's a fantastic driver. I mean, he's the real deal. And so I think you got to give credit to that. So it's hard to balance it, but yeah, Danny should not be finishing, seventh row quality. He should be in the points every single race that he finishes. And it's a little disappointing. That's for sure. Any other losers we got?
Yes. And the second will be Williams. Can we please give George a car that could finish a race and not be trash? I mean, come on. He qualifies 11th, gets the boost with the penalty to get up there in the top 10. He's rolled in the top 10, and then you got a hydraulic failure. And then you got to bring him in every couple laps until you just say, you know what, that's it. We got to keep throwing fluid in here. Come on. We got investors here. The Williams family's not there anymore. We got money. Let's give this man a car. Let's do something, because George needs a car. We've all seen what he can do just popping into a Mercedes, which proves how good George Russell is. Because you see these guys changing cars between seasons, and they struggle. Danny Ricciardo, Sergio Perez struggles for the first few races. Carlos Sainz struggled very much for the first few races. George Russell hopped in that Mercedes last year. It almost won it actually won the race basically twice. Mercedes basically blew it for him twice. which is not as easy to do. He popped in that car and looked like he'd been there all year. So George Russell can drive. Can we give the man a car, please, Williams? So we can get you some points. It's been a long time since you got points. How about it?
It's been a long time since Williams scored some points, and you almost did it today, but almost doesn't count, and it's just another disastrous day for Williams. But that's why Williams is in the position they're in. That's why they Latifi finishes in the back of the pack constantly. That's why he gets eliminated in Q1 every single qualifying, because the car stinks. They're better than Haas, but not much, and that's where we are. And George Russell deserves a real ride, and maybe he's looking at that McLaren ride coming up. But we'll see. That's not anything for today. So
You're starting rumors there.
I'm not starting any rumors, but it's potential. There's potential there. Give the guy a chance. Give the guy a car. Anyway, so talk to me.
But those are my losers. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, we know they're losers. You didn't give it anything to the ponies. Well, so they're off your loser board. So hopefully they're on your winner board. So let's move on to the winners. No spoilers intended.
All right, the first winner will be Lando Norris. Every race this year, Lando has been in the points. The only driver to do so all season.
Yeah, so
Lando is cooking, moving, showing what the McLaren can do, because his teammate is not. And what's he at? He is now third in the points as well, in the driver's points, if I'm not mistaken, since he's finished every race in the points. So Lando is definitely a winner, as he seems to be weekly now, but is well-deserved.
Yeah, Lando is fourth.
And my second winner.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Lando is fourth in the points.
He's fourth in the points?
Yes, Perez.
Thank you.
Is third.
Thank you. It's close, though, if I'm not mistaken.
After this race, yeah, it's within. It's like 10 points. 10 points.
Right. And second winners of the week, as you just teased, will be the red cars from Maranello. That's right, the Scuderia Ferrari showing a little race pace, a little recovery action. Charles Leclerc, with the wing damage on the opening lap, has to dip into the pits, comes back to finish 7th, gets driver of the day. Thank you very much, Charles, for the good effort. And Carlos with the 6th place finish, 6th and 7th, scoring more points than McLaren, clawing back a little bit in the constructors, which is very well needed. But the red cars actually showed a little race pace, which was good to see, because they haven't showed it recently. And we like it when the red cars run quick. We like it when they're moving and they're hustling. They're not winning anything this year, big time, but we got to get that 3rd place. And the red cars were showing something today. Came to life a little bit. Do you have any other winners to add, Michael, for the week?
Yuki scoring points after some craziness. Definitely showed his wear all weekend and in qualifying. So no reason you shouldn't see him finish up there. And again, Fernando Alonso finishing with in the points yet again. Always amazed by Fernando. And finally, I spoke about it in the first segment of Valtteri Bottas hanging on, finishing on the podium. Definitely my winners this week. So we have our winners, we have our losers, and now we're going to slap ourselves in the face.
I need to slap my goddamn self for that.
Thought long and hard. I had a little battle on this one. It was either between Williams or this one. I decided to go with this one. After the little piece of information we saw this morning on the Instagram. And our award winner this week for slap my own damn self in the face is Nikita Mazepin. When your boss gives you a top to spin and tells you he's giving you this so you can spin the top instead of the car. Even brings it up during the race broadcast when they get you live on the pit wall, your boss, and he's talking about you, and they ask about if you enjoyed getting your top this morning, and you say, yes, he did. And as you can see, he hasn't spun the car yet, so it's working. That's embarrassing. And you better get out the powder and slap your own damn self. Because, come on. That's embarrassing. Your boss gives you a top to spin instead of the car. That's why you get the name Mazza Spin. Embarrassing. Please, get out the powder and slap yourself.
You know, we talked about this, I think, a couple weeks ago, but, I mean, they're finishing races, and that's all I got to say about Haas. They're getting over the finish line. Early in the season, they were spinning out more, obviously. Nikita, obviously, it looks like he's over the first day jitters. But they're finishing races, Haas. You know, they're getting over the finish line most weeks. So, got to give some credit to Haas. But, yeah, that was a little embarrassing, a little ridiculous. What are you going to do? The guy kind of stinks. But he's making it over the finish line, and that's really what matters. He's not DNFing every single week. That's all I got to say about him.
No, he's not DNFing, but it's pretty sad when your boss does that to you.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, they need every penny from this dude's family, so what are you going to do? They got to stay afloat, try to get those numbers, try to get some kind of reading on these cars, man.
They put everything towards next year.
Yeah,
they throw their eggs in next year's basket.
We'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens next year, and we'll see what happens next segment, because we're talking about some Greeny bucks. Gonna see if we got some action on the table. See if Cheese's empire is crumbling, or he's gaining more jewels in the jewel chest. Greeny and the Cheese in the Paddock F1. Back after this.
Yes, welcome back, F1 lunatics, in the Paddock F1, Greeny and the Cheese. And for some of everybody's favorite segments of the week, are we cashing in or are we checking out? I can tell you this, there ain't no peacock struck going on this week, boys and girls. Not this week. The peacock feathers are folded. We're running. We ain't no clean sweeping.
It was an average week. You know, you get your ups and downs. This is almost like a break-even week. We can go through them. You know, we both had Max for the win, and Max won. No surprise there. No big payout there, unfortunately, for the Max win. I had, for the biggest gainer, Esteban Ocon. Not good. Although he did gain 3 spots and was the third biggest gainer. And you had Sebastian Vettel, who was the 6th or 7th biggest gainer, so that is no good. And the biggest gainer of the week was Kimi Räikkönen, who was like on the tip of my tongue, someone I picked last week, someone I really like, especially as a big gainer, usually, especially when he gets out in Q1. But I went with him last week. I should have went with him again. I gave faith to Ocon, and he kind of stinks. So that's another story for another day. Another one of our losers for another week. But yeah, and then of course the trifecta. You were so darn close. I had Max, Perez, Hamilton. That did not come to fruition. None of my predictions about Mercedes falling apart came to fruition. But you were close, man. How are you feeling down the stretch?
I was on the edge of my seat, as I said earlier in the program, man. I wanted it bad. I wanted that trifecta bad. I wanted to trounce that lead up because I knew if I got that, I'd almost bury it. It would have been over.
I don't know about over. I don't know about over.
You would have been waving that white flag.
You would have
been waving that white flag.
You got plenty of time to go.
You would have been waving that flag. I would have been rolling in the cash.
I can go all in. I can go all in next week and smash you.
I want to see it. I want to see you move all those chips.
We'll see.
Push them all in the middle of the table, son.
We'll see.
No, but I was on the edge of the seat there. I wanted it bad. Perez was charging. Needed a few more laps. And then, if the Red Bull doesn't screw up that stop earlier. I mean, come on. Red Bull doing a 5-second stop. Come on. Bunch of bettors around there betting that. The trifecta must have been pissed as all hell, just as I was. Because that was BS. 5-second pit stop from a Red Bull. Come on now.
Hindsight's 2020.
Come on.
But
yeah, I wanted that win, but no dice. No dice. But after a clean sweep last week, we'll take 1 out of 3 this week.
No dice indeed. And yeah, what a crazy
what is
crazy weekend it's been.
So what are the money totals now? What are the money totals now? What are we at? How much did we lose, win?
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
I am down once again. I'm down at I have never gone up. Never gone up. It's only down. Now I'm down to 675 Greeny bucks. And you're down as well, but you're still in very good shape at 1,180 Greeny bucks. Still the undisputed champion of Greentopia.
So we lost a grand total of $20 for the week?
50. You lost 20 for the week. 20 down.
Yes.
So
overall. And you lost this 20 as well?
And I lost 30, 50%
30?
more than you. Because I bet 50% higher and I lost 50% more. So I'm down, you're down, just a tad. We're going to get back to it next week. And hopefully I can come back and start smashing you.
Yeah, good luck on that, pal.
We'll see.
Good luck on that, pal.
I appreciate the offer of the good luck.
Well, you need it, son. You need it. You got a little hole to crawl out of there.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, listen, we're going to enjoy the F1 festival of events this week at the Red Bull Ring as we remain put and stake in the ground.
A fortnight at the ring, son.
Fortnight at the ring. And yeah, I mean, good times in Austria, I guess, and the land of Schwarzenegger. And yes, stick around. They don't have to move all their stuff out of town. They get to do one more race at the ring. What do you think of these like doubles now that we've had a few of them? What do you think of these 2 weeks at the same tracks as we've had the last couple of years?
Well, I mean, it's necessity with everything going on in the world right now, this, the schedule wise. So, I mean, I don't mind it. I also don't mind the Red Bull Ring. I mean, it's a quick little tricky track. And you screw up and you're in a lot of trouble. So I don't really mind it. I mean, it's necessity. Once the Rona's out of here and be done with, it'll be different. But, you got to do what you got to do right now. So I don't mind it. We get the 23 race schedule with the addition of what they add Turkey now to replace Singapore.
Turkey's back, turkey's in, turkey's out. Hold the turkey with mayo.
Hold the turkey. Can I get that turkey bacon club, please?
Turkey bacon.
But I don't mind it. You got to do what you got to do in this crazy stuff. I mean, but I don't mind it.
Yeah,
I don't mind it at all.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back to it in less than a week because we're gonna have qualifying once again from the Red Bull Ring. A little different shape, a little different size, right? Tell me about what they do differently between this week and next week.
Nothing.
Same track.
Figure out how to go faster. Figure out how to go faster than he did this week. That's about it.
That's about all you got.
Nothing changes at the track. Track is going to be the exact same. So, who knows? Who knows? Maybe next week there'll be weather. There was supposed to be weather this whole weekend, and it ended up being sunny all weekend. So maybe they'll say it'll be sunny all weekend, and it'll be raining all next week. So we'll see.
They should race it.
It is also the Cheese's birthday spectacular weekend.
It is the Cheese birthday spectacular. Fireworks and
next
all
race. So
across the land, they celebrate your birthday from sea to shining sea. They do, my friend. So we'll do that next week. You'll eat an entire birthday cake, I hear. live on the show, so I'm very excited for that one. And
With how chunky I am right now, I could probably
I could probably get on one of those. But yeah, man, we'll see you in 6 days.
6 days.
6 days. If I can survive until then, I can survive anything. Cheese, what do you say?
Godspeed, sir.
Godspeed, sir. All right, man. I'm out of here.
We will see you Saturday night for the Greeny and the Cheese in the Paddock F1. Saturday night, post-qualifying special for a double at the Bull.
It's Bull.
The Bull Ring next week.
Double at the Bull. Hi, dude.
Peace out.
You know, man.